All right, everybody, what is going on? Episode 394 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller, and today we got some fairly exciting news for our our franchise quarterback. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but it's a possibility. We're going to talk about him signing his new rookie deal, according to the BleacherReport.com. And I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions. If you know the title of this show, if you've seen it already, you kind of already know where I'm going at with this. And I'm standing by that, and this is almost like a no-brainer here. Very, very team-friendly deal. I guess that's what happens when you end up getting drafted in the third round. But we're going to get into that and everything under that umbrella. If this is your first time here, welcome. This is the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here we talk about Georgia Southern Atlanta Falcons football. We've been doing Atlanta Falcons, news for the past 3, 4, or 5 episodes, and it's pretty cool because it kind of runs like that. You have like some college stuff and then some NFL stuff, and it goes back and forth. Sometimes it mixes, but for the last few times, it's been all Georgia Southern and all Atlanta Falcons. So that's pretty cool. If you want to watch the visual side of this, I'm on YouTube and Rumble. I'm also on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts, so you can check out all those avenues if you wish to subscribe. I kind of recommend you to subscribe more than one because I think the last episode from yesterday was a little late on the YouTube and Rumble side, but it was already up on the podcast side. It happens like that sometimes. It's really weird how things are going when I try to upload everything at one time at 9 a.m. Eastern, and sometimes one lags behind the other. It's really weird. But nevertheless, if you subscribe to more than one, if one is down, you can, like I said, you can listen or watch in another avenue. So let's go ahead and get into this. Desmond Ridder was drafted in the third round by the Falcons when at one point I thought he was going to go in the, late first or early second. But the Falcons was managed to pick up Desmond Ridder, which a lot of people that I listened to kind of thought this was going to be the case after we lost Matt Ryan to the Colts in a trade. And we ended up getting the guy that we wanted. I think that we wanted him. I know some people wanted Malik Willis, but, that's a whole nother story for another day. But we're with Desmond Ridder. And Desmond Ridder signed his rookie deal, which is, I think, is a 4-year deal with, I think it's I want to say is an option to sign for the 5th, but I think it looks like right here just a 4-year deal is over $5.3 million with a $1.08 million signing bonus. Base salary is $705,000. Other one's $870, $985, and the last one is $1.1 million. That's usually how it is. It's usually back ended on the deal. The deal has a 5th day of training camp roster bonus, so he is a bonus, a training camp bonus for every year, for 2023, 2024, and 2025. Roughly 78,000 for 2023, 207,000 for 2024, and 336 for 2025. So it's kind of like to me it looks like it's kind of laced like your typical quarterback deal that's, for a first rounder, but it's very friendly and it's pretty cool. So Jason at OTC, that's his Twitter handle, he tweeted out, Desmond Ridder getting training camp roster bonuses as a 3rd round pick is very strong. Should have ammo for other QBs to look for. Yeah, I mean, you know how that goes. Even though that he wasn't the top quarterback, I ain't gonna say he was the top, he wasn't the top quarterback pick because Kenny Pickett was. You always can set trends based on what unique things happen in your contract. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people wait for certain contracts to be signed to see what they can get on their end, even though they may not be the primary guy to get the biggest contract. Sometimes there's some things that are in a contract that will be a little different that they can get some incentives out of. So, like I said, I would not be surprised if the other quarterbacks who haven't signed yet this year, they're probably going to look for something like that, or even next year, especially for other people or other quarterbacks that are picked late. Getting a training camp roster that late in the draft is a really big deal. You kind of look at those type of situations for like veteran players, like on their second deal or something like that. So this is really cool for him to get that. Now, going to the title, I'm going to give you my opinion about this. This is no secret about this. Desmond Ridder is going to outplay this contract. He's going to outplay this contract, and he's probably going to outplay it immediately. I'm gonna tell you why. This kid right here, a lot of people saying that Marcus Mariota is going to start, and I believe it. I think he's going to be the starter because they say that he's ahead of the schedule when it comes to knowing the playbook, and he knows a playbook better than Desmond Ridder. I mean, he's been around longer, but it's going to come a time where the keys are going to be handed to Desmond Ridder, and I think he's going to be ready, and I think he's going to succeed fairly well. At the bare minimum, I think he's going to play better than what this contract is set up. So don't be surprised within year 2 or maybe year 3 of this contract, he's going to probably get an extension to sign something really big, especially with the Falcons having a situation where they're going to have a lot of cap space within 2023 and possibly 2024. Right now, this is very friendly for both sides. He does not have to, he's not counting a lot against the cap now because the cap is already in shambles right now. But also, when it comes down the road, he's going to be set up to be paid very nicely if he plays well. If he plays really well. But I think at the bare minimum, he's going to outplay this contract. I mean, $5 million for over 5 years. I mean, for 4 years, $1.8 million signing bonus. I mean, this is a very good contract for both sides. And especially with Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder was, basically, in some cases, he fell. Some people thought he was a first-round quarterback. I still think he was. For us to get him at the 3rd round was an absolute steal. So this worked out very, very well for the Falcons and Desmond Ridder, because with not only with him being a 3rd-round pick, we were able to get other weapons that could possibly help him down the road. I mean, especially somebody like a Drake London. You get him, and not only that, you mess around and get the guys that are on defense that are going to be playing. That can shorten the field very well for Desmond Ridder, where we can put some points on the board. So in the scheme of things, this goes back to what I was saying about Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith. People can say what they want to say about those two guys, but I think they've done a masterful job with this whole situation with this team. The team was in shambles for years. It looked really bad at the beginning of this offseason. It looked bad last year when, Calvin Ridley went down and didn't want to play, and the Julio Jones traded, and Matt Ryan ended up getting traded. It looked really bad at one point this offseason, and look how things played out. I made a video, or I did an episode a while back, how well they did in the draft. I think they did a phenomenal job with the draft, with drafting players not only of need, but guys with talent. I'm probably going to do another episode on Tyler Algier, but I think he's going to be a cornerstone rookie for this team, to the point where I can say he possibly can win Rookie of the Year if, and I want to say this, if the offensive line holds up. Now, we already know what the offensive line is. We know what they're going through, and hopefully that Jalen Mayfield bounced back at that position because he has the tools to do so. He had a rough rookie season, but he did improve. He did get better. I don't care what anybody says. I think he got a lot better than the first few games when he was getting pushed around. I mean, that Eagles game was horrendous. And if he played like that throughout the entire season, he probably wouldn't be in the NFL no more because he probably would have threw his hands up and said, forget it. But I commend him a lot for backing up and trying to assess things and trying to get it right for year 2. So I want to see how that goes. Even if he starts or not, I want to see how well he does. That offensive line in general look like they're going to have to hold up, not only just for Tyler Algier, but our quarterback who just signed his rookie deal. I want to see. I don't care if it's Mariota. I don't care if it's Desmond Ridder. I want to see the guys be smart with the football. I don't want them to be in a position where they feel like they have to do everything. You got receivers, you got a tight end that are, big, tall receivers that you can rely on. But that doesn't mean they have to force the ball to them. Just be smart. If they're not open, I hate to say it like this, take a loss in the sack or just throw the ball away, smartly. Don't just throw it up there. Because, we tend to do that, we tend to have those situations where, I ain't going to say we, but quarterbacks have a tendency to try to force the ball in, and they're going to feel like, oh, this guy's 6'4", I can throw it anywhere. Or this guy's 6'6", I can throw it anywhere. No, I want these guys to just play smart. And I think both of these guys, Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder, are very smart, intelligent quarterbacks, and we're able to pinpoint the ball where they need to go. I saw somewhere on, I think it was ESPN or Fox Sports or something like that, somebody said that Marcus Mariota could be the comeback player of the year. I would not be surprised. I mean, why wouldn't you be? I mean, this kid has all the makings of being that and then some. But there's going to come a time where this guy here is going to be, the one that's going to actually take the helm and make something happen with this team. And with this rookie contract, man, I love this contract. I do. And if he gets the chance to play on the field, I believe that he will outplay this contract in a short deal of time. So I think that the Falcons have a really good deal, a really good makeup of this team. I think a lot of people, had their right to be disappointed. I think a lot of people had a right to be upset. We were supposed to be Super Bowl champs at one point. It happens. And I don't think it happens under that circumstance, or I don't think it's gonna ever happen under that dire straits, or in the way that it happened. But I will say that the Falcons are trying to make way to be respectable again. And like I said, we talked about the episode yesterday when we talked about the division. It's not far-fetched. And with a guy like this at the helm, I'm looking at it right now with Mayfield, Winston, Tom Brady. I don't know, whenever Brady retires, we may have the best quarterback in the division, depending on whoever the Buccaneers decide to pick up. Because I think Desmond Ridder is, I think Desmond Ridder is better than Jameis Winston. And I mean, the numbers don't show it, but I think he will end up better than Jameis Winston. Baker Mayfield, all right, the jury's out on that. I think Baker Mayfield is a big upgrade for the Panthers, but QB to QB, we got to see what's going on the field. I think Jameis Winston has showed his hand enough to show that I think Desmond Ridder will be a better quarterback. Baker Mayfield is a gunslinger. He could play a little bit, and it's going to be interesting to see what he does with the Panthers, because they didn't do much of anything. But nevertheless, I'm looking at our new quarterback who just signed. This is this is player and team friendly, fan friendly, because we still have a lot to see what's going to happen with Arthur Smith and Desmond Ridder and the rest of the offense. It's going to be really interesting to see. And when we look into 2023, 2024, are we going to be looking at a situation where we're going to have to renew this contract? Because this contract, he's going to outplay it. He's going to be worth more money, and you don't want him to go on the free agent market, and he end up somewhere that we don't want him to go. And that place is any place but the Falcons. Because I think Desmond Ridder is going to be a pretty solid quarterback. I don't even going to say elite. I'm not going to say he's going to be MVP. But I think he's going to be a very solid quarterback at the very least. It's going to outplay this $5.3 million contract with $1.08 million signing bonus. It's a win-win. So I think we're in good shape. If you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this commentary, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like I said, hit that link where it says share on the YouTubes or wherever other platform you're on. Hit that share button and just send it to one of your friends, send it to anybody. Let them know what we're doing over here. And like I said, also let them know we're on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. So any other podcast avenues you like, for the most part, this is covered. Also, I'm on YouTube and Rumble if you want to watch the visual side of this. And this is pretty exciting. $5.36 million contract for Desmond Ridder. He signed not today, but he signed it yesterday. And this looks really good. This looks really, really good. I can't wait to see how this happens and how it plays out. All right, y'all. Y'all guys have a fantastic Thursday. Hopefully everything goes well. I hope your week is going pretty good. I can't complain. The week is going good for me. And just got more of a routine of getting into the gym. I feel good. I feel great. But I want to get out of here. I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys take it easy. You guys be blessed. Peace.